The Cold War, a time of tension, fear. Two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, locked in an ideological struggle. Democracy versus communism, freedom versus control. For decades the world watched, held its breath. Proxy wars raged from Korea to Vietnam, but direct conflict remained at bay. The threat of nuclear annihilation loomed large. The doomsday clock, a symbol of global peril, ticked ever closer to midnight. Each tick a reminder of the fragility of peace, the ever-present possibility of miscalculation, of accident, of intent. 1983, a year etched in history, a series of events, a dangerous escalation. NATO conducts a large-scale military exercise, simulating a nuclear attack on the Soviet Union. The Kremlin, on edge, misinterprets the exercise as a genuine threat. Paranoia grips the Soviet leadership, whispers of a preemptive strike, a desperate attempt to neutralize the perceived threat. The world holds its breath, unaware of how close it stands to the abyss. The order is given. Soviet nuclear missiles launch their targets, key cities and military installations across Western Europe and the United States. The unthinkable has happened. The Cold War has turned hot. Within minutes, American early warning systems detect the incoming Soviet missiles. Sirens blare across the United States and Europe. The chilling sound of air raid sirens, a stark reminder of the nuclear threat that had hung over the world for decades. Retaliation is swift and terrible. American and NATO forces launch their own counterstrike. A rain of fire descends upon the Soviet Union and its allies, cities reduced to rubble, millions vaporized in an instant. The world watches in horror as the unthinkable unfolds. The very air crackles with radiation. The sky glows an eerie orange. The smell of death hangs heavy in the air. Section 4, a world engulfed. The initial exchange is just the beginning. Conventional warfare erupts across the globe. NATO and Warsaw Pact forces clash in Europe. Tanks roll across the Fulda Gap. Dogfights rage in the skies. The conflict spills over into Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. Proxy wars escalate into full-blown conflicts, fueled by Cold War tensions and fueled by the desperation of a world on fire. Amidst the chaos, alliances shift. Old enemies become uneasy allies. The non-aligned movement struggles to find its footing in a world consumed by war. The lines between right and wrong become blurred. Section 5, a new world order. The war rages for years, a brutal grinding conflict. Nuclear winter descends upon the planet, blocking out the sun, plunging the world into darkness. Millions perish from radiation sickness, starvation, and disease. The survivors emerge into a shattered world, scarred by the horrors they have witnessed, haunted by the ghosts of the past. The Cold War, once a battle of ideologies, has left a legacy of death and destruction. The world that emerges from the ashes is forever changed. The old powers lie in ruins. A new world order struggles to take shape. Shaped by the lessons learned from the ashes of a world consumed by its own demons. A world that dared to let the Cold War turn hot.